There is never a shortage of news, but you may miss a story or two.
And that's where we come in. Hello and welcome to today's Paradigm News. I'm Shatanya Clark.
And I'm Giovanni Hampton. There's been a lot of conversation about the hairstyles in the business industry, and you had the opportunity to sit down with a young man with dreadlocks, is that correct?
Yes, Giovanni, I did. A federal court ruled early this year that companies have the legal right to refuse to hire people with dreadlocks. But many professionals believe that this is preposterous and set out to prove that their locks do not define how well they do their jobs. Workers with the dreads made posts on Instagram with pictures of themselves in the workplace telling their stories. They used hashtags such as lock living, professional locks, among others, and voiced how disappointed they were by their decision.
Yo, YouTube, what it is, man?
A recent FAMU graduate, Pevin Lewis, voiced his opinion in a YouTube video expressing how he felt about the ruling. Lewis has locks and just landed a job with a Fortune 500 company. But the court's ruling does not just affect black men. Our own Giselle Thomas found out that black women are having similar issues.
African American women in particular wear their hair in a variety of styles, but one style has recently made headlines. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit held that a company refusing to hire a black woman because of her dreadlocks did not commit discrimination. The company had a dress code that explicitly said employees were not allowed to have unnatural colors or excessive hair. But what exactly is excessive hair? I spoke to Trinise Seniors, a beautician of more than 10 years who owns Celebrities Hair Design. Seniors says the word excessive is too vague.
They need to define what excessive is first to me, because I'm a hairstylist. So excessive may mean that you come in and your hair all over your head, you got purple, pink, and blue tips. You know, in my mind, that's excessive.
Florida A&M University student Shervana Terrell doesn't think her dreads are unruly, but she remembers a time at her past job when she was singled out because of her hair.
With the job with Auntie Anne's, I was the only one who had to have a hairnet. I still got the job, but I was the only one who had to wear a hairnet, and I didn't understand that part.
I went into Working America to see if professional women have dealt with similar things.
So I've had someone in my corner who preached to me the importance of taking care of my hair and making sure that it always looked great. But I also knew that there was a certain level of fitting in that I had to do in order to get where I am right now.
Shortly after speaking to Turner, I spoke with Antira Charles.
People should have a very clear acknowledgement about what their assets are and what their liabilities are, period. Whether it's their appearance, certain thought patterns, experience that they have.
From all the working black women I spoke to, it was clear that a conversation about hair usually becomes a conversation of opinions. So are some hairstyles more appropriate than others in the workplace? The U.S. Court of Appeals believes so, but that too is a matter of opinion as well.
But now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm older, because I had that job when I was 16, and now I'm 21. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that was discrimination.
Studies have shown that when fathers are in the lives of their children, especially in their education, they learn better, they perform better in school, and exhibit healthier behavior. But that isn't so fortunate for everyone. Noah Davis, a student at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, talked about his life without a father.
I don't know.
Noah, of all people that called me today.
I'm Noah Davis, and I grew up without my biological father. He was in and out of jail. He went to prison in Texas, and that was the last I heard any about him. My relationship with my dad is this relationship with this picture. I tend to not give myself enough credit for the things I've done, but client came here in freshman year, won senator. This is my senator badge. I worked at Universal, which was my favorite job. That's my most favorite job ever. Did the 44 student senate. I don't want to be a victim. Being in school, I know I love people. There's so many guys and young people need guidance because their father's not there. They don't have that male figure in their life. So I'm continuing doing that. I helped start a Boys to Men mentoring program. Now trying to really focus on life after college, but continue mentoring freshmen. Maybe 2-3 years been on my mind and my heart that I really wanted to know more about my dad. I feel like to know who I truly am, I need to know who I come from, which means my dad, my mom. I know, my mom's family and her, but I don't know my dad or his family. And so I feel like that would be success for me as well. Grandma Peggy?
Yeah.
Hey, Grandma, this is Noah.
Who?
This is Noah, your grandson Cleve's son.
Oh my goodness. Where you at, Noah?
I'm in Tallahassee. I am hoping for the best, that things will change, that our relationship will grow from here, and there's no more misunderstandings or miscommunications, that we can go forward. Even though I did not have an effective male in my life, I will not let that stop me from being successful. I will not let that hinder anything that is coming my way. I will continue grinding, working, hustling, and overcoming anything that stops me, and just seeing my dreams come to life.
Well, Giovanni, kudos to him. I can't imagine having to go through college facing something like that.
Yeah, me either. But the one thing that is benefiting college students are the new changes in transportation. Our very own Giselle Thomas has more.
If you're trying to get somewhere, you don't have to take the bus or the train. Sometimes you don't even have to make a phone call. I took a trip to Europe and found out that transportation companies are doing their best to make sure that transportation is safe, easy, and quick. Transportation, the one thing we need and use on a daily basis. I took a trip out of the country and discovered that transportation has evolved. It is no longer just black or white. It is increasingly becoming gray. And within that gray section is the ever-growing Uber. Uber is a transportation app that provides private rides to its users. I took an Uber ride with Tallahassee Uber driver Justin Cromartie. He told me about how current Uber rates work and how he benefits as being an Uber driver.
It's about 50 cents per minute and $1 per mile, and we get about 40% of what the passenger pays.
Some Uber riders use Uber for quick, affordable service, but others use the bus system for the same reasons. In London, England, I noticed that many people traveled by public transportation. London buses play a large part in daily life. An estimate of up to 7 million passengers take the bus every day. Due to high population, the public transport ratio and privately owned vehicle is 60-40. The Arriva bus company is one of the leading transport operators in Europe. According to Jamil Khatak, the deputy operating manager of Arriva, buses are available within minutes.
If we look at central London, for example, the very busy areas, buses come every 3 to 4 minutes. So a person should not have to wait, unless there's exceptional circumstances, more than 3 to 4 minutes for a bus.
Transportation is changing worldwide. I found that transportation outlets are focusing on giving the customer a convenient way to travel. The Arriva buses have multiple payment points on each bus, allowing passengers to make quick payments, while Uber has hundreds of drivers that are available within the tap of a finger. New methods of transportation continue to develop every day, and there is no slowing down.
Traveling is great, but you don't have to leave the country to experience different cultures. The United States is rapidly becoming a melting pot, and Tallahassee, Florida businesses are living proof of this. The most popular way to showcase these cultures have been through the variety of multicultural food available to us. There are restaurants such as Greek, Latin, Caribbean, and many more. The spices in these foods are distinct and take you on a trip after each bite.
All that talk about food, Shatanya, definitely has me hungry. Is there more?
I wish there was more, Giovanni, but that's gonna do it for our show. We'll leave you with a few thoughts about free speech.
It's our First Amendment right.
But should we draw the line? Thanks for watching.
There's no question that some of the things that were sent to her were horrible, but I'm not in the business of policing the 300 million people on Twitter. Now, I'm not going to endorse anything horrible that people said to her. Obviously, there were some things that were said to her that were disgusting, right? But I'm not in the business of language policing other people. I'm only responsible for what I say.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Let's knock out crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill. She is as crooked as a $3 bill.
And I think Kaepernick is displaying pretty poor leadership. He's got an awesome platform at his hands, and instead he's dividing and advancing the agenda of one in-group, and it's not helpful at all.
That in our country, there is a right to free speech. We don't always have to like what's being said. We don't always have to like the methods that are being used to express it. But there's an important principle of free speech, and that, at the end of the day, is what veterans serve for.